Did you know you can get into a home for as little as 0% down payment? That's right, you can own a home here in the state of Pennsylvania and put absolutely nothing down in terms of that down payment. There are options out there. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. Some of those different loan options here across the state of Pennsylvania that can help you get into the home of your dreams without spending a whole lot of money in terms of the down payment side of things, or even nothing at all. So there's a couple of different types of loans that you should be aware of. Let's start with some of the government assisted or government backed and insured loans. One of the most popular ones that you may have heard about is called the FHA loan, and that is stands for the Federal Housing Administration's loan. And this is a loan by the federal government that basically can allow you to get into a home for as little as 3.5% down payment. So that's take the sale price of the home, multiply it by 3.5%, and that's how much money you would need to put on a down payment. Now, when it comes to the down payment side, you are required to actually pay that down payment, but you can get a seller assist up to 6% of the value of a home, and that can go towards your closing costs. So closing costs are different than your down payment, and in some cases you can actually fully finance the closing cost side of things depending on the sale price, fully finance the closing costs and get you in a home for basically that 3.5%. Now the FHA loan is a really good option if maybe your credit score isn't the greatest. It also has a higher debt to income ratio, so if you do have some debts that are a little bit larger than the norm, maybe it's a large car payment, maybe it's some outstanding credit card debt, whatever the case might be, the FHA program might be one for you that you can actually get into that home and purchase that home of your dreams with paying very little down, and would actually allow you to qualify for this loan, whereas other loan types may not allow that. So again, FHA is a really good option for you there. Now there's two types of government backed and insured loans that will allow you to get into a home for as little as 0% down. 0% you can get into a home. The very first one that I'll talk about is a very popular type of loan here in South Central Pennsylvania, including Lancaster County and surrounding areas, and that is the USDA loan. The United States Department of Agriculture has a loan, or they basically back and insure this loan, where you can get into a home for 0% down. There's a catch though. The catch is that your home has to be in an eligible area. So as you might think, Department of Agriculture, well, you're thinking rural, and that's how you should be thinking with the USDA loan, because it will only at least be eligible, a property that is, if it meets the eligibility requirements in terms of geographics. If you're wondering if a home that you really like or thinking about buying, or if you're just looking for areas where you should be getting a USDA loan, you can just do a quick Google search, USDA Eligibility Map. That's all you have to do. It should be the very first or second link that pops up, and it's talking about those USDA loans. It's a map. You can basically zoom in and go all around the United States and see what areas are eligible for these USDA loans and what areas are not. If you're looking in the city to buy a home, USDA is probably not the route for you, though there are some outlying areas around cities that you might be surprised to know are actually eligible for those USDA loans. So give that a look and take a look. Again, 0% down, and can get a 6% seller assist up to, and that can help you pay all of your closing costs. So there have been instances, I've seen it personally, where you can get into a home for literally nothing. You come to the closing table, you actually have nothing to pay, and you get the keys to that home. And that is it. Believe it or not, it does happen with those USDA loans. Another different type of loan that's out there is called the VA loan. It's the Veterans Administration loan, and it is specifically for people who are veterans and meet that criteria, or maybe your spouse would meet that criteria. It's a great loan type if you do qualify for it. Again, a 0% down, and some of the debt to income ratios and amount that you can borrow are surprisingly higher than you might think. So take a look at that. If you, or your family member, spouse, or anyone else that's associated with your family that will be living in that home qualifies for a VA loan, give it a shot and take a look. You might be surprised. You can go to the VA website that talks about the eligibility requirements. Just by Googling VA loan eligibility, you can get all the details there. So that's the three: FHA, USDA, and the VA loan from the federal side of things. Then there's the state side, PHFA loans, which from the state of Pennsylvania can actually get you into a home for as little as 3% down. Now, it does not have any geographic requirements. You can more or less get this anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania if you qualify. And if your credit score is high enough, you can actually get a secondary loan that can pay that extra 3% that you are required normally, and you can get into a home for 0% down. believe it or not. So the PHFA is also a great loan type, and that is a loan that can get you into a home for as little as 0% down. If your credit score is a little lower, you may have to take a class, or if it's too low, then you may not qualify for that extra loan. But again, the PHFA is a loan type that you should consider for getting into a home for very little down. Then, of course, there's the conventional side of things, the conventional loans out there, and more or less the conventional loans are a little less strict when it comes to being able to finance the home, but they're a little more strict when it comes to qualifying for those types of loans. They have a little stricter with the debt-to-income ratios, and it is definitely something that you want to consider if you do have some free-flowing cash. But keep in mind, conventional loans, you can actually get a program out there where you can get into a home for as little as 3% down on some conventional loans. So a lot of options out there for us here in the state of Pennsylvania. If you are thinking about home buying and you're maybe in that 3-month or longer time frame, now is the time to actually be starting to consider getting pre-qualified, or at least talking to a lender or a mortgage broker. I have got lenders and brokers that I work with on a daily basis, people that are good people and that I trust. And if you'd like to get their names and information, I can absolutely provide that for you. All you got to do is just leave a comment here, or you can send me a message privately. It doesn't matter what, I will get back to you. I can assure you of that. But definitely some options out there. Get that process started today, because we are in a hot seller's market, meaning if you own a home right now, well, you're in good shape. So a lot of buyers out there. You want to make sure you're the strongest buyer out there in the region, so that you can, when you purchase that home, you can win the day at the end of the day. So again, if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comment section. Send me a message. You can email me, call me, text me, however you'd like. My information is very available out there on whatever platform you might be watching this video on. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.